Live is for you today if you're currently navigating some sort of a dip in your reality, right? You've been seeing your business popping off, right? The momentum's been kicking in, the sales have been coming through, your revenue is increasing, right? Perhaps your manifestations, whatever they are, right? Opportunities are flowing through, all of the things have been kicking off, and then you dipped back to your baseline default reality, right? You dipped backwards. You ended up somehow, some way, maybe you were conscious of it, maybe you weren't conscious of it, but somehow, some way you ended up going back to your baseline reality that you've been trying to work out of, right? So if this is you, if this is what you've been experiencing, this conversation is for you. My intention for this conversation is for it to be an activation, right? You're going to walk away from this conversation feeling empowered by what you are currently navigated, not quite right there. You're going to feel empowered by what you are currently navigating rather than disempowered by it, which is generally what happens when people are navigating this pattern, right? When they end up revolting back to their default reality, we can really go into shame cycles and really make this process, make this dip so much longer than it needs to be, right? We end up feeding it so much energy and giving it so much momentum, and it ends up just playing out into your life for like months on end, and you're like trying to claw your way out of it, getting back to a place of power, right? So trying to get back to a place of power. So let's just skip that cycle. Doesn't that sound good? Let's just skip that cycle because we totally can. And we're going to have a conversation on how to do that. This is the actual second time that I'll be filming this today. I filmed this in the morning and I went to go listen back to the audio. And I just realized that the audio was fucking up. I had this like dodgy cord thing that was connecting the headphones to my phone and it kept coming in and out. So I am trusting that this needs to be channeled through again for whatever reason, but I'm excited. This is like different scenery now. I'm really laughing at my setup because like what you see is all like beautiful, nice. Everything's put together, right? It looks like my life is together. But then if I just flip the camera around, my lounge room is absolutely a mess with like dog toys, cat toys. It's just really funny. Can I actually flip this? I wonder if I can. Hold on, let me try. Oh, you can't really see. I don't want to ruin it. Oh! Okay, don't worry about it. Just trust me when I say what I'm looking at is really not, it's not this. It's a real like Instagram versus reality type situation right now. And that's the cat opening the pantry. There we go. Okay, here we go. Go grab a beverage. If you are in summer, go grab a cool beverage. If you're in winter like me, go grab a warm beverage and let's have a chat, right? Because I really want to dive into this with you right now. So this is a pattern that I am very, very familiar with. This is something that I've navigated many a times in my own business, right? This pattern of really intentionally manifesting a change, right? Whether it was like a change to my business, a change to my revenue, whatever it is, like really trying to get to that next level, right? And this constant dance between where you are now and that next level, where you are now and that next level, right? And really trying to stabilize that next level as your new normal reality, right? It's just how things go. So with this, I have so many codes to share on this. I've helped so many clients through this as well, like this exact pattern. So I'm going to help you through it too, because like I said, these moments don't need to be these big like fuck off, these big like you fucked up scenarios, right? They don't need to be this like big like you were manifesting, you were on the right track and then you burnt it all down to the ground, you know, like you don't know how to manifest, blah, 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 which is what they end up turning into. I know this from personal experience. I've done this to myself so many times where I've been, you know, really intentionally putting my energy and my intention in a certain area in my business, right? Really feeding it my all and seeing it, you know, seeing the momentum kicking off, seeing the manifestation take form, and then something happening where I'm literally defaulting back to my baseline reality where then I feel like I can't trust myself. How can I trust myself to keep going, right? How can I trust myself to create a sustainable business for myself if this is what keeps happening, right? And there's always two choices to be had in the moments where you're having some sort of like a failure, right? Where you're navigating something that you are trying to actively move out of, right? Where it feels like you keep manifesting the same pattern again and again, and you're like, why the fuck is this? Like, why the fuck does this keep happening, right? You can choose to believe that it's never going to work for you and then it never will, right? Or you can choose to see the perspective that these moments, right, where you're reverting back to your baseline reality are opportunities to move beyond what you've always been playing at, right? So with this, sometimes you have to navigate a pattern again and again and again until you fucking get it. And that's just as simple as it is. Sometimes you have to navigate it again and again and again until you get it. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's just as simple as being aware of it and then you never dip back down, right? You're just like, okay, cool, I'm aware, and you hold the standard and you just constantly hold the standard from here on out, and that's your new baseline reality, and it's that simple, it's that easy, right? But then there are other times where you're going to do this dance in between where you want to go, that next level, and your baseline default reality that you're actively trying to shift out of, right? So whenever you're having these moments where you're actually like seeing the momentum kick in and then you're shifting back down to your baseline reality, what I want you to notice first and foremost is how fucking incredible this is. Let's just start there. Let's start there. This is absolutely insane. The fact that you even got to that momentum, do you understand how many people never ever get to that point? So many people are playing within the first and second stages of manifesting, where they're seeing the internal shifts, they're seeing a little bit come into their physical like 3D reality, but they can never get to steps 3 and 4 of the manifesting cycle, which is where the manifestation actually comes through and then you sustain it as your new normal reality, right? So many people never get there. You got there. Do you understand how big that is? So don't discredit what you've done because your ego is having a moment of feeling like you've moved backwards, right? It's not the case. It is not the case. This is massive. This is big. You have the codes. You have the codes right now. You have the codes to get to that level again. You can do it. You've done it before. You can do it. And you know what? You're going to do it faster this time. You're going to do it faster. Because you already have the codes, right? Everything is happening for us. Any sort of situation we're navigating, right? If it's a failed launch, if a client says no to working with you, whatever it is, every situation that manifests in our business is an opportunity for us to grow and to reach that next level. And I remember when I was really navigating these like back and forward between my reality, I had this discussion with myself, right? I remember it was like this moment where I just made a declaration to myself, and I want to offer this to you today as well. And I want you to make this declaration to yourself, right? So you can close your eyes as I say this and really receive this, because I want you to hear this. I want you to feel this. I want you to give yourself this, right? And it's just permission to fuck up. Right? It's permission to fuck up. It's permission to fall on your ass and allow yourself to get back up from that and to learn from it. Give yourself permission to learn. This is the only way you're going to get there, right? By literally throwing shit to the wall and seeing if it sticks. That's the analogy I love to use here, right? Give yourself permission to fuck up. And this is a moment I really took with myself where I was like, you know what? Because there was so much anxiety, right? So the more and more I was in this pattern of, getting what I want and then defaulting back to my baseline reality, it just felt like I couldn't trust myself. It's like, well, how can I trust myself to call this in and sustain it if I keep doing the same shit over and over again? And I really had to have this moment with myself where I was like, are you going to be in this, Shule? Are you going to be in this until you learn how to fucking sustain it, right? Because that's all that's happening here. You've just learned how to get there. And now the next stage is you're going to learn how to fucking sustain it, right? And the only way you're going to learn how to sustain it is allow the experience to unfold so that you can learn how to how to actually sustain it. That means I allow you, I give you permission, Shirley, to fuck up. If you have to fuck up, you fuck up, right? If you end up reverting back to the baseline reality, there is something you're missing. There's something you haven't yet integrated, you haven't yet learned, right? And it's about really like having this commitment to having this like high ass fucking standard for life, right? You're not here for a mediocre life. You're not here for a mediocre life. There we go. If you are here right now, if you're listening to this live, if you're in my community, if you're in my space, you are not here for a mediocre life. You are here for fucking magic. You are here for alignment. You are here for a high fucking standard. You are a person who walks around with this high standard for life, for your relationships, for your interpersonal relationship with yourself, right? For literally every aspect of your life, you have a high motherfucking standard. And you are here to uphold this high standard, right? So if there's distorted energy within your frequency that's, limiting your 3D reality, but also limiting the way in which you're interacting with things in the 3D reality, you want to know about it because you're a person who has a high standard for life. So if something is manifesting that is in direct opposition to your alignment and what you're here to create, then this literally just means that you get to make changes where you see fit, right? So in these moments right now, with what's happened, right? Take back your power in this moment, and you have to honor how you're feeling, right? In order to be able to shift this frequency on a real level where you're not fighting yourself, where it feels like you're not like forcing yourself, right? Where it feels like your whole self is on board with the shift that you're offering, right? You feel like you're just fully here. Is you have to honor the feeling first. You have to honor and integrate your shadow self. This is so, so, so important. If you're not honoring and integrating your shadow self, if you don't know how to talk to this part of you, if you don't know how to work with doubt, fear, anxiety, limiting beliefs, and all of the things, then you are going to be forever in split manifesting energy, right? What is split manifesting? It's literally when you have 1 foot out and 1 foot in. So you have 1 foot in the shadows, in the doubt, in the fear, in the limiting beliefs, and then you have the next foot in desire, in where you're going and what you're trying to create. And it's going to be this constant dance between the two, right? Where you're like back there, then here, back there, then here. And this really affects your manifesting potential, because think about it, right? If your energy is split, then your energy is split, right? Duh. So your energy is split, which means that you've literally halved your magnetism, right? Because half your energy is back there. What happens when you integrate your shadow self and you integrate the doubt, the fear, the anxiety, the limiting beliefs, right? And you bring that part of you on board, right? You're no longer in split energy. In fact, all parts of you are now feeding where you were going and what you were doing. It's 444 as I say this right now. So that's a fucking sign, right? It's like all parts of you are actually feeding the desire. The manifesting strength at that moment in time is literally next fucking level. This is when quantum leaps happen, right? This is when you end up moving so fucking quickly. This is when you blink and then what you want just literally manifests, right? It's such a sexy place to manifest from, and it's such a like freeing place to manifest from, because you become, when you integrate your shadow self, you become the version of you that you actually desire to be when you're experiencing your desires, right? So many people are in this like delusional way of thinking where they think that and like, no, hey, I was here too. It's like where they think that when they get the money, when they get the clients, when their business is popping off, right? When all of this is happening, when they get to that next level, that they're going to be happy, they're going to be good. But if you haven't integrated your shadow self, if you don't know how to work with this part of you, then I guarantee you, you're going to burn it down to the ground. In fact, your shadow self is going to be amplified in the experience of your desires in the 3D, because that is what happens. When your desires in the 3D manifest from this energy of split manifesting, it can happen. It's really hard to manifest from this place, but it can happen, right? Because manifestation is a simple concept. What you feed energy is what manifests, right? For prolonged periods of time. So it can manifest, but you will not be the version of yourself you think you'll be when it manifests. I guarantee you that. There have been so many things that I've manifested in my life, like big fucking things, like a freedom-based lifestyle, demand in my business, all of the things, right? But with all of my unintegrated energy, I ended up somehow like making it the shittest experience for me. Like I did not feel free in my freedom-based life. In fact, I was constantly worried about how I was going to keep it. What was I going to lose it? Blah, blah, blah. I was not fucking free. I was the most trapped I've ever been, right? When I was in my creating demand for my business era, right? And the demand started to kick off and I had all of this like unintegrated energy. It was this energy of like, am I going to be able to keep it? What happens if I can't keep it? Blah, 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 blah. And then what happens in that energy? You lose it because you're operating from the person who can't keep it. And then that's what happens. So this is why I say you absolutely need to know how to work with your shadow self. If you need support in this, this is what I do with you in my one-on-one spaces. So we can do this work together if you desire support. Or I actually have a new embodiment tool out that literally shows you exactly how to do this. I give you like an in-depth, thorough, like literally everything you need to know about how to feel and process emotions without bypassing. I give you like, I dive into the nitty gritty or breaking it down from like step 1, step 2, step 3. Like I'm literally telling you how to do it. The entire experience is for that. So if you're manifesting money particularly, then you're going to be interested in Anchored. It's in my bio. There we go. Or you can DM me as well and we can have a chat as to whether or not that's right for you. And also with my mentorship, if you desire mentorship, if you want to know if we're a good fit, if you want to ask some questions, and definitely come into my space. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. I will never ever force you into anything. I honor your no, and if it's a no, that is totally, totally fine. This is for a very specific person. This space is for a very specific person. So it's either you or it's not you, right? It's either aligned or it's not aligned, and I trust that. So just know that my DMs are open if you want to have a chat. Now, going back to what I was saying, I've just lost my train of thought because I was talking about processing your emotions, integrating your shadow self, right? So in these moments when this is happening, this is an opportunity to integrate your shadow self because there's something you still haven't seen. So what I want you to do is, with what's just like transpired in your reality, right? I want you to go back and I want you to have a little reflection, right, on where you started to revert back to your old self, because you'll see it, right? There's a reason why you ended up defaulting back to your baseline reality, right? A part of yourself you still haven't integrated, you haven't seen, right? Go back to that moment and see where you put the brakes on, where you were like, that's enough now. I'm going to close off now. Oh, I'm a little bit scared now, right? And then you defaulted back to your baseline reality. Information is power, right? The more you know about yourself, the more you can see about your patterns. This is why mentorship is so powerful. But the more you can see about your patterns and how you operate and the decisions you make in certain moments, that's power, right? Because that is how you're then going to change the trajectory of your life. Because as soon as you can be aware of a pattern, right, and you know how to shift it in that moment, you can shift it. And when you shift it in that moment, right, instead of going into your old behavior that's creating the old timeline, in that moment, you could be like, oh, I know what this is. I've done this dance before. Let me not do that. Let me handle this differently. Let me walk differently. Let me move differently. Let me think differently. And then as soon as you do that, you're on the fucking different timeline, right? And this is how you stabilize your manifestation that you called in, right? This is how you continue to grow and grow and grow and grow from here, rather than going back and forward between your baseline reality, your default reality, and your manifestation, right? So this is really, really, really fucking powerful work. This is powerful work. So what I want you to do here is go back, have a little reflection on where you put the brakes on. So there have been many times where I've done this in my business, where I've been trying to really sustain this next level. And there are certain times where I go back and I was like, I feel like I was in a good energy, right? Because sometimes this energy is just so fucking subtle. But I was like, I feel like I was open, I was allowing, like I was good, I was vibing, right? And then I go back and I'm like, okay, I see. Actually, no, it was when that final payment came through and I was like, that's enough. I'm good here. I'm in my comfort zone, right? And then I put the brakes on things, right? I put the brake on the receiving because I'm like, can I really make this much a month? That's not okay. What? This was too easy, right? It's just like those things literally made me uncomfortable because I was like, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to moving like this. I'm not used to my reality being like this. So, I had to acclimatize. Have you seen that meme where it goes, acclimatize, acclimatize, double acclimatize with the water? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to be like, what the fuck is she on? But yeah, anyway, that made me think about that when I was like, you have to acclimatize to your manifestation. So this is what I want you to see, right? And what I was really getting at here is that you do not have to be in this like dip for prolonged periods of time, right? If you stay in the energy of like, I suck, I'm the worst, blah, 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 right? And you're like, I'm never going to get there. I can't trust myself. I'm always defaulting back to my baseline reality. I'm always in this fucking pattern. Then yeah, you're going to fucking be in it for months, right? You're going to be in it for months. You're going to create a tower death ego moment for yourself. You don't need to do that, right? Because this is just you giving yourself permission to learn, right? To learn, great. Because as soon as you give yourself permission to learn and you get rid of this like perfectionism of like your energy has to be squeaky clean and da 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 da, right? It just feels more open in your field, and you're like, huh, okay, cool. Like, it's not that fucking serious. I can just learn. I can just learn from what I just created. In fact, I can take the good parts out of what's just happened. Oh my God, like I got there faster this time, right? I created the momentum faster. It was easier to hold my alignment. Yay, amazing. I have the codes on how to literally attract what I want in the 3D. Amazing, right? This just means I'm going to get there even faster now. So that's amazing. Now I just need to learn where I put the brakes on, right? Where I went backwards, where I don't, continue walking with this level of inner power, like where I gave my power away, whatever it is. And then you learn that, and then you're like, great, now I have my information. I see where I went backwards. Now I can put all my attention into this direction again, and I can learn. I can learn from the experience because I'm giving myself ease and grace. I'm human, right? It's okay for me to learn, and I'm fucking in this, right? And you have to like really make this declaration to yourself. It's like, I'm in this. You're in this, right? You're in this. This is what you want. It doesn't matter when it happens. The fact is you want it to happen, right? This is your desire. This is a life that you came here to live, right? You were in this. So it's like it happens when it happens, and I'm just fucking here for the ride. I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. That's what this journey is, right? Because it's going to happen. It's already happened. It's already happened. It's already happened. I'm going to say it 12,000 times. It's already happened. I really want you to hear that. Because sometimes people go, oh my God, I'm never going to get that. It's like, dude, you're going to get there so much faster this time because it's already happened. You have the codes. They're within you. They are within you. And now you're just getting yourself to that next level. Do you know how exciting this is? This is so fucking exciting. So learn from what's just happened. Learn from the dip, right? Don't go into shaming and blaming yourself, right? Yes, there's going to be a process of you having to honor your emotional state and process those emotions. That's really important, right? But then once you get that opening within your energetic field, anchor into the truth of this actual situation, which is you got there faster. You're going to get there even faster now. Like this is collapsing time because you have the fucking codes. You're a different version of yourself. You have these like new codes now that you're walking with. And now you know where you drop the energy, and you're just going to continue to learn, right? And it's just like, make this declaration to yourself. I'm in this until I'm there. I'm in this until I get there, because that is my fucking standard for life. That is what I'm here to create. I'm not here to go, if I can't do it once, if I fail another 2 times, then I'm out, right? No, none of that. It's like, no, I'm fucking in this. Be all in this and watch how your universe responds differently to you. Watch how your manifestations and your desires respond differently to you. Show up like this in your business and fucking see the change that comes through, right? See the opportunities flying through, the money flying through, the clients coming through, because that's what happens when you decide that you're all in on this, right? There's no timelines. There's no, if it doesn't happen this next time, then I can't trust myself. Then I'm out, right? Then I'm outie. I'm out of here. When you're like that, you're in split energy. You're half out. You're half in. Clients can feel that, right? So just, watch your fucking reality change now that you're fully in. And you've just recognized the incredibleness of what you've just created, right? You recognize that this is just learning, right? You're just gaining the growth codes from what you've currently navigated, because that's what they are, growth codes. And you're ready to integrate those fucking codes. You're ready to learn, and you're in this until it fucking sticks. And that's just that, right? Because that's your standard, that's your decision, and that's the journey, and it's so fucking normal. I can't tell you how many times I have literally been like back and forward between like the same shit again and again and again. I think for a year I was like navigating a similar fucking pattern of like literally getting the manifestation and then burning it all down to the ground, and then getting the manifestation and then burning it all down to the ground, right? It will change. I promise you. You just have to be committed to learning from what you're experiencing, right? Because it's all giving you valuable growth codes, evolution codes, right? It's all packed with so much power and potency to bring you to that next level. So literally, even when you're going through something that doesn't look like it's going your way, it is going your way when you carry this perspective through life. And then the way you end up walking through life, the way that life shows up for you, the way that business shows up for you, the way that money shows up for you is so fucking different. Like the potency you tap into when you step into this energy, holy fucking shit. Holy shit. It is literally mind-blowing. It will blow off your socks. It's just wild when you stop holding back and you bring your full self to the experience. You stop shaming and blaming yourself, and you realize, holy shit, this is just a part of the fucking growth. Anyone who does anything sick, anyone who does anything that's worth talking about, that's like fucking incredible, right? They end up like going against the grain and creating these incredible lives for themselves, incredible businesses for themselves. They all have to navigate these moments. They all have to navigate these moments, and you are that person, and you're just literally going through one of those moments, right? That ends up literally being power portals to that next level. I'm going to end this here. Again, an invitation to come play in my world. Anchored is currently out. The content is live. It is fucking incredible. If you want to learn more about that space, you can DM me, or you can visit the link in my bio. There's a whole like sales page and video on what Anchored is. It is literally so good. It's my baby. I'm like nourishing it right now. I'm still adding to it, but there's so much content there that's live, particularly about like how to process emotions as well, like how to actually do this without bypassing, how to bring and integrate your shadow self so that you're not in this like split energy manifesting. So it's really fucking powerful. And if you want to blow this out of the park, if you want to take this to the next level and you desire support, you've been looking for support, right? And you've been vibing with my energy, you've been vibing with my work, and you're like, yes, you are speaking to my soul, then reach out to me. Let's chat, right? We want to make sure that this is the right decision for you, right? Remember, I honor your no, I honor your yes, right? Whatever it is, I'm never going to force you into anything. This is for a very specific person. So if it's a no for you, I trust that. So my DMs are open. Reach out if you want to chat about mentorship, working together. I'm so excited to hear from you, and I'll see you on the gram. Bye.